Okay. So object states. So if we start today topic, Hibernate object states or Hibernate object life cycle. For every Java object, it has life cycle. Same as Hibernate object also has some life cycle. So what is the state? What are different states in Hibernate? Okay. What are different states in Hibernate? Do you remember what is different state for thread? ఏమైనా గుర్తుందా? థ్రెడ్ లైఫ్ సైకిల్, సర్వ్లెట్ లైఫ్ సైకిల్ ఏదో ఒకటి. గుర్తులేదా? So whenever we create this Java object to store into database, okay, after storing database, it follows some states. Okay, it follows some states. So what are different states? First, we have transient state, persistent state, detached state. This is very important interview question. Different states of Hibernate objects. First state is transient state. Next one is persistent state. Then detached state. What is the meaning of transient state? Okay, immediately after creation of object, creation of Java object. So that object state is transient state. Next one is persistent. What is persistent? Once we open session and hand over our Java object into session, this is called persistent. Simply I can say after storing into database. Third one is detached state. Detached means once we throw out from session. Once we throw out from session. So I'll tell you one by one example. Okay, I'll tell you one by one example. Example, just I have one student class, student object. I just created student is equal to new student. Okay, set some properties, maybe ID, name, some salary or fee. So then I'm setting. This is just object created. Okay. So next one is after object creation, I am opening session. How to open session? Session factory dot open session. Here I'm opening session. Okay. Next, after opening session, I'm calling session dot how to store object in database. Insert. Here it is saving the database. Okay. Before saving, we need to open transaction also. transaction T equal to session dot begin transaction. Okay, once that save completed, session dot commit. This is yesterday code only. Okay, if we have any doubts, refer yesterday code on example. Session close. Okay, sorry, transaction committed. Now I'm closing the session dot close. These are simple steps to insert one simple object, Java object into Hibernate. That Hibernate will store into database. Up to here, I think no doubt. Okay. Here, just we discuss about these three states. These three states. So, in which position the object will go to the corresponding state. Okay. So here, what I told, immediately after creation of object, it will go to transient state. That means this is a transient state. Clear, right? This is simple. After creation of object, immediately it will go for the transient state. Next one is, once you open session and hand over to our Java object to session, this state we call as a persistent. So here you open session and hand over to session. Okay, this student object are given to session. So this stage we can call as a persistent state. Once we call close method, here after this, from here onwards, it will go for detached state. Detached state. Okay, this is simple example. I think it is more meaningful. Once we create object, it will go for the transient state. Transient means this is not associated with any session. Once that object hand over to session, it will go for the persistent. Persistent means we are asking to Hibernate store this object into database. That is called persistent. Once the object is closed database, stored database, we are closing the session. That means we are getting this object from the session outside. Session closed means this object also not there in session. That is called detached state. Okay. Fine. I'm giving one simple diagram to remember about these states. Okay. So first is transient state. We know that transient state means before transient state. What is transient state? Immediately after creation of object, our Java object, it goes for the transient state. Okay. Once we call session and if you call any save method, it will go for the persistent state. Okay. Once we call close method, it will go for the detached state. Up to here it is clear. Okay. Up to here it is clear. So any object follow this kind of life cycle. Okay. So, okay, fine. Now tell me, once the object is there in the transient state, to move into persistent state, what I have to do? What I have to do? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
save and persist. What is the purpose of save and persist? Just to store our Java object into database with the Hibernate. Okay, save and persist. If you call save method or persist method from transient state to, it will go for the persistent state. Okay, now it is there in the persistent state object. I want to move this to outside. I want to throw out from the session. How to do that? There is one method close, already told. On the session we can call close method, or we can call evict method. Okay, evict. This I did not tell. Just try to understand here. Other one is clear method. Okay, close already told, to close the session. Evict for to remove the only one object from the session. Close means if we call close method on the session, all objects in the session will be removed from the session. Evict means if you want to remove only one object from the session. Clear means same close as same as a clear. Okay, just remember close same as a clear. Now to remove that object from the persistent state to detached state, what I have to do? I have to call session.close or session.evict or clear method. Up to here fine. Now I want to move session object which is in detached state to persistent state. That means already object thrown out to the session. Now I want to move that object to the again persistent state. How to do that? That means update. That means update. Already some data is there in database. I want to update that. How to do that? We have update method or merge method. We have update method or merge method to move object from detached state to persistent state. There is one more method I did not tell, save or update. The method only can tell meaning. If that object exists, it will be update. If the object not exist, it will be save, insert. Okay, save or update. Okay, these are very important question. If you are not clear, let me know. This is complete theoretical concept. What are different object states in Hibernate? Transient state, persistent state, and detached state. So when the object will move from one state to another state, that is this example. Okay, na? అర్థమైందా లేదా? It's clear or not? Fine. I'm going for next concept. Okay, for this I'll give notes later. I'm going for next concept. Hibernate bulk operation. Bulk operations. What are bulk operations? Up to now we did only to fetch data, only one row from Hibernate. Okay, update only one row or insert only one row. But I want to do bulk, like bulk means what? I want to fetch all the data or more than one row. I want to fetch that, or I want to insert more than one row into table. I want to update more than one row. How to do that? That is a concept called bulk operation. Okay, that is a concept called bulk operation. How to do that bulk operation? In that Hibernate, we have three concepts here to do bulk operations: HQL, native SQL, or criteria API. What is HQL? What is HQL? It is a Hibernate query language. Hibernate query language. What does that mean? So just to fetch some data from the database, what we do? Okay, this is my MySQL editor. Okay, now I want to fetch use. Okay, here there is a table std. I want to fetch data from this table. What is the query? What is the query to get data?
Select a star from STD.
Okay, select a star from STD. What is that query? I'm writing something here. What is this? What is this query? This is SQL query, structured query language. Okay, to access data from the any relational database, we can use SQL query. Same as we have Hibernate query language. Same as we have Hibernate query language. What is this Hibernate query language? So this is specific or Hibernate own language. This is Hibernate own language. What is the purpose? Why we need to go for Hibernate own language? One second. Okay, Hibernate own language. That means whenever we are getting some data from database, we need to use SQL queries in our code, generally in JDBC. Okay, what will happen SQL if we use directly in the code? Tomorrow table name change. What is the problem? We have to change same table name in the code also, multiple places. That is a problem. To avoid that, Hibernate came up with its own language, own query language. Okay, if I use this query language, even tomorrow if we change any table name, column name, anything, that won't force to change our code. Okay, that code is strict with our class name and column names, but not table names and our class name and variable names, but not table name and column names. Example here, I'm changing the table name. Okay, maybe STD I will change to student. What will happen if I use JDBC? In JDBC code also, in the select segment or execute query, I have to give select a star from student. I have to change that query again. But in Hibernate, what will happen? We'll map that table name to our class name, that column names to our variable names. So this Hibernate query language is built on top of the objects. Okay, in this language, we will give class name in the place of table name and variable name in the place of column name. Okay, even this also look like, okay, SQL also look like SQL only. How to SQL is there? Same syntax mostly will follow SQL. Example, if I say SQL, in SQL if I write select star from EMP or STD student, right? But in SQL what we write? From student. Okay, example 2. Example 2 I'm giving. SQL, how it look like? Select student ID from EMP where STD ID equal to some 10 like that. Okay, same query we can write SQL from student, from STD name. STD name is student name. This is variable name, okay, not a column name. Student name where STD student ID is a variable name, ID equal to 10. Just only will replace in the place of column name, replace a variable name. In the place of table name, replace a. Understood? So here STD is a table name. STD name is a column name. But in SQL, student is a class name. Student name is a variable name. Okay? Student ID is a variable name. So in SQL, always we write variable names, but not column names. Like that way will work. Tomorrow, even the table name change, only one place is enough. In the place of table annotation, will provide the student, but not STD. In that case, automatically it will pick up all the places. That is a benefit with the SQL. Okay? By using SQL, these are database independent. What about database independent? That means even if you change database, today you are using MySQL, tomorrow you are going for the Oracle. You no need to change the queries, SQL queries. But in the case of SQL, tomorrow if you change to Oracle, at least you need to change some syntax in the query. But in SQL, it is not required. Okay, these are benefit with the SQL. So and also to fetch bulk data, we can use SQL. Okay, simple from student. It is equal to the select star from student. Okay, this is simple queries. Let's see one simple example. Bulk operation, how to do with SQL. Okay, I'm creating a new application. This is Maven base. These steps already you know how to create Maven project in Eclipse. Okay, what is the group ID here? Artifact ID something is there. Maven hyphen type hyphen quicksort. Okay, this is the template we have to select to create simple Maven project. So in artifact ID I'm giving Hibernate bulk operation. Okay, project is creating. the created, right? See the structure is the correct or not. So what we have to change here? First one, change Java version. Instead of Java 1.8 by 1.7, give the 1.8. Did not affected. Click on the project, Maven update project. Okay, the changed. Next one is we need to add dependencies. What dependencies? Hibernate and MySQL. Okay, just add here. Okay, fine. It is added. Now copy that. First, whenever working with a Hibernate, we need to do first two things: creating session factory and connection, database connection. Here you can see, here we are creating database connection and session factory. Okay, just copy this class. Instead of writing again, I'm just copying this game. Okay, and see what is error. Student class not required. Maybe I'll take student also. Copy. Yes. Okay, I created session factory. Okay, I'm writing one client class. I can take directly here. Okay, I'm calling the first Hibernate, or else I'll create one new class here. DAO, student DAO. Okay, here I'm writing one method, public void SQL example. Okay, SQL example. So first, here my requirement is get all students data from database with Hibernate. Previously, yesterday we saw, right, already how to get one student data by using the ID. Okay, but here I want to get all data. How to get? To get any data to work with Hibernate, we need to get a session factory. For that, I'm calling here session factory, Hibernate utils dot get session factory. It will give to me automatically session factory. Okay, how to create it? Just see code here. We just copied configuration object, driver class, URL, username, password, dialect, and so SQL. This HPM to TDL or the function. Okay. Okay. So next, we need to open session. Why we need to session? To do any operation. To do any operation, we need to get a session object from the session factory. Up to here, fine. So first prepare query here. Yes, SQL query, string SQL select query equal to what is the query from? What is the table name I given? This is the table name. But in SQL, I have to use the class name from student. Simple query. Okay. And I'm writing session dot create query. No, something is there. Query. 1 second. Method name not able to remember. Bulk operation. Create query only we can use. Okay. Create query. So I'll try create query. Create. Okay, create query. Here provide the query. What is the query here? SQL select query. I can write directly or I can take it into one variable. So what this will return? Query object. Return a query object. This is kind of result set. How to get the data from here? This is Hibernate, right? We should not use result set. So simply you can call list method. List method means it will execute now the query and get data into list. Okay. Just see what data it will print. I'm using for each loop. For each loop, I'm using student yes list. This is object type. I'll take object then. It is not generic, that's why it is giving the error. Okay. Now it should print a student data for all the rows. Two string already there. Now I'm writing app class. Okay. Just create a student DO object. This is not a string application, that's why I'm manually creating the object. Otherwise, I can use the auto varying. SDO equal to new student DAO. SDAO dot. It is not giving. What is the method name? SQL example. Okay. SQL example. Now run this application and see the output. It is printed all the data, right? Yesterday someone asked me what is how many people are there? Okay. So yesterday someone asked, right, how to get data, bulk data. That means all data from the table. Okay, that load method, get method, all is completely for one row. To get complete data or multiple rows, we can use a bulk operation. Another example is SQL. Okay. On here, I'm writing simple modification where I want to give student ID equal to or where is the table? Student. I want to give where first name, last name. Any common data here? Okay, where first name equal to SUBBA, Subha. Okay. No. SUBBA. Sorry, it not work. 25,693. These are all independent data, right? Okay. Okay. Where SID more than 3. More than 3 means it will get 4, 5, 6. This I am applying where condition to understand. So here I take SID. SID is a column name, but I should take variable name. What is variable name for this SID? I configure here. Only ID. Okay, only ID. Where ID more than 3, that means internally it will convert from student table, SID table, SID more than 3. And now this time should get only 3 rows. Okay, these are bulk operations in SQL. Okay, like this we also can try maybe some updating data, inserting data. Okay, insert means that is like bulk operation. It will go for we'll go for some more example. Okay, we'll go for some more example how to fetch data. Already done. How to update data we can see. Okay, how to update data. Fine. How to update data? We'll try the example first. Try the same method. SQL example is for update. Okay, what is update command? Let's search in Google first. Update SQL update is there or not? Okay, a simple query. Okay, just take update query here. Okay, update student or table name student, set first name. What is first name? Variable name here. First name. This is one. Equal to first name on where ID equal to student ID. Okay, this is correct. Now I want to, this is I giving as a dynamic parameter. See here, if I give question mark, this is a position parameter. This is also position parameter. Okay, now I want to execute this update query. Whenever I'm executing, I want to provide this first name. What first name I want to update and what is the student ID. For that, we can use set parameter. Okay, query dot. In that query, I want to say the parameter value. First position value is, or we can give the position name also. For the first name, replace first name replace as this value, and also one more parameter is there. Student ID that is 1 or to anyone. So I'm telling student ID where equal to 1, where student ID equal to 1, I want to set the first name value is star. Okay. For this one, I'm asking to change the star. It will work or not, we'll see. I'm asking that query dot, what is the method to execute? I don't remember exactly. Execute update. Query dot execute update. It will give a result as a integer. That means how many rows are updated. Okay. It should give only result is updated or not result set. Just I'm printing rows updated. This many rows updated I'm telling. Okay. Now execute this first and see the output. I want to call this method, not previous one. Okay, we can take main method here. Here in the case of this, I'm calling different method. Okay, so observe the code here. Opening session practice common. Now updating the data. Previously we selected data, now updating. And the updating already we know how to update, but the difference is SQL. SQL means in the update query we'll provide class name but not table name. Okay, column names but not, sorry, it is a variable name but not column name. Okay, just see the output. Exception query. What is the problem? Transaction required, correct. Whenever I told previously, other than select, we need to open transaction. For that, I'm opening transaction here. Begin transaction. That means whenever we are executing other than select operation, we need to open a transaction. Once the work is completed, we can close transaction. Okay, close transaction not required. If you close session, automatically transaction will be closed. Okay, here also we forgot to close session, first method also. Work is completed, close. Okay, now run this. One row updated. Okay, go and see row number 1. This is updated. Star. Okay, so I'm changing the simple query here where ID more than given ID. I'm giving more than given ID is 4. More than 4, I'm setting first name as star. Okay, I'm setting first name as star. More than 4 means what? 5 and 6. For these two, first name will set as a star. We'll check that. Run this application. Run the application. Now just I want to show how many rows updated. Previously 1 row, now it is 2 rows. What are 2 rows? Last 2, more than 4. Last 2 updated. Okay, there is a count I'm showing here. These many rows are updated. Okay, this is like this. We can update data. We can select data by using SQL. Is clear? SQL concept? Is clear?
Okay.
So next one is criteria API. Okay, next one is criteria API. This is also one type of bulk operation. This is one type of bulk operation. That means by using criteria API also we can get the data more than 1 row. Okay, we can see that lines here with the criterion API. Okay, we can combine the methods. We can call as a criteria API. So I will explain the first point later. First see that second point. Okay, what is second point? We can perform only select operations by using criteria API. That means if we want to select a data, bulk data, okay, we can use criteria API. But if we want to do that, update, insert or delete is not possible with criterion API. Okay, this is about important point. So we'll talk first one. So criterion is a interface. Criteria is a interface, and in that we have multiple methods. Okay, that criterion interface implemented with multiple classes, many classes. That methods on this interface combined we can call as a criterion API. Basically, what is API? API means collection of classes and interfaces. Okay, group of classes interface we can call as a API. Same as like a criterion API. Criteria means criterion interface and corresponding methods. Okay, so what is the benefit with the criteria API? If I use criteria API, what will benefit? If I use criteria API, there is some tuned queries. What is meaning of tuned queries? Yesterday I told given simple example. Tuned means normal query different, tuned query different. Normal query may take more time to execute than tuned queries. Okay, tuned queries will give results as a faster than normal queries. Okay, by using Hibernate criteria API, we can develop or we can prepare tuned queries. Okay, by improving the query performance. Okay, by improving query performance. What is the example? So this is not like normal SQL or SQL. This is not like SQL or SQL. These are like method callings by using criteria API. Okay, these are like method calling. What is method calling means? We just create object and we get the data. How to do that? By using methods. Just see this example criteria API. I copied from somewhere. See this. Okay, here criteria is an interface. How to create criteria interface object? From session we can create criteria. Create criteria, provide student class. Okay, for this, if I want to fetch data from the student class or student table, okay, I need to provide some tuned means some better performance. I want to tune the query. I want tuned query. So I'm going with the criteria API. In that session.create criteria, I'm giving student class. In the student class, I'm telling where ID equal to 3. Where ID equal to 3. Okay, that I want to execute. Okay, here the query equal to select star from student where ID equal to 3. This query we implement through Java way. Okay, I'm telling to Hibernate from the student class where ID equal to 3. I want get data. Okay, like that we can use. Let's see this example in the criteria API. I'm creating one more method here. Public void criteria example. This is student. This is criteria. Addition and control. Restrictions. Okay. Session required. Copy the session factory. Transaction required here or not? Just think and tell me. I need to open transaction or not? Okay. I'm closing the session. Once the work is completed, I'm closing the session. Now I'm trying to understand what I'm doing here. So I'm asking to Hibernate, you only prepare tuned query. I'm telling what I need. I need from student table complete data where ID equal to 3. Okay, for this you only create query and give the result back to me. Okay, and see the execute data where ID equal 3 means what it will get. This row will come. Okay, that row will come and run this. This is not required. This method I'm calling. Okay, now run this application and see that output some error. Check the error. Class cast exception is saying long cannot be cast to the integer. Okay, that means the internally it is integer, so it is asking to convert to long. So I can provide here in the case of long integer. Okay, run this again. Okay, I got data. Okay, getting data not much important. Okay, getting data not much important. Just see the query. Any difference we can find as other than normal query. Select ID. Okay, select date of birth, email. Okay, and where ID equal to SID. So it is get a complete data by applying some columns instead of star. Okay, instead of star, it is got written a query like this. Get a complete data. Okay, this is one of tuned query example. So for this we cannot understand directly, but if you use more conditions, we can get that. Okay, we can add more condition also. In the case of here equal to, you can use less than or greater than GT. Okay, I'm telling more than 3. ID greater than 3, get the all the items student. And run this. Query did not return the unique results. Okay, fine. We can use something here. List. List, it will give that what? It will give the list. From the list, we can print the data. Okay, already we have code. Just take this. How to print list data? Just copy this. Okay, fine. Run this. Closing in bones. Close that. Okay, what is the problem? Okay, fine. I think the session dot factory close giving error. Let's see that output. Okay, we got the data, but see the condition here. Observe, we are getting all the columns. We are preparing all the columns from table where SID more than given ID. Okay, I want to add another condition where ID more than 3, where ID more than 3 and name equal to more than 3, this means, and first name equal to star. I want to get two conditions. I want to prepare two conditions, both ID equal more than 3 and first name equal to star. Okay, how to prepare another condition here? We can add, you can repeat the same here, this one. Again, call add another condition. Add. What is the condition we have to add? How to add? Restriction dot. Restriction means should follow this condition like that. Equal to property name is, what is the property name in the student class? First name. Okay, property name is first name. Okay, but what is type? It is string. String dot class. Okay, this is a way to provide another ID. First name equal to, sorry, not string dot class. First name equal to star. Okay, I'm telling from the student class, get the all the data, but condition is ID greater than 3 and another condition, and first name equal to, EQ means equal to star. This data only I want to get. That means what data it will get? These two will get. Okay, see the output. Okay, I got 2 rows. Okay, this is the functionality of criteria API. But here condition is, see how it prepared. How it prepared. Okay, I'm copying here where ID more than and first name equal to. How it came more than, how it is here equal to, that tells here EQ means equal to, GT means greater than. Like that, it will prepare a tuned query by using Hibernate. Okay, that is criteria API. Clear, right? Criteria API.
Yeah, one thing, what is the Pojo?
What is the
Pojo.
Pojo means plain old Java object. A class which can call as a Pojo means, okay, example, already told in the Spring class, I think. difference between the POSO and Spring Bean and Java Bean. Okay, POSO means any class which is compiled by Java compiler without adding external jar files to class path. That is called POSO. There is no structure for POSO class, but it should follow this rule. Any class which is compiled by Java compiler without adding external jar files to our class path. Example, this is the class. This class will be POSO class or not? This class will be POSO class or not? Just read the line and tell me this class is POSO class or not? Student class.
Yeah, that's POSO class, but because we didn't add any jar file.
No, if you didn't add jar files, it will compile. Okay, fine. I'll remove all the jar files in the XML file. These dependencies, if I remove, that should be compiled according to your answer. Just see, I'm removed all the jar files. Okay, and see it is compiling or not. It is showing error. That means it's not a POSO class. Why it's not a POSO class? It is asking what is this entity, what is this table, what is generated value. This I don't know. How to know this? From where I'll get? To tell that add these dependencies to class path, then our code fields, compiler fields, okay, this table annotation I have to go and get here. This column annotation get from this package, like that. This is not a POSO class, this is an entity class. This is entity class. Entity class means a class which is mapped with database table. A class which is mapped with the database table and variables mapped with the database columns. This is entity class. Clear?
Yeah, yes, clear.
Okay, so today we covered SQL and criteria API. These two completed, right? What is the remaining? Native SQL. What is the remaining purpose of native SQL? What is the purpose of native SQL? So in Hibernate always deals with object. You don't write your queries, your SQL queries don't write. Still, if you want to write, if you feel I want to use Hibernate, but I want to write SQL queries. Okay, I want to use Hibernate, still I want to use SQL queries. Then go for the native SQL concept. Okay, in Hibernate, if you want to use SQL queries directly, okay, we can go with the native SQL. Okay, so that means what is SQL queries? Whatever queries which can be applied directly on database. Okay, so you will see simple example how to work with SQL queries in a Hibernate. Okay, directly we can write SQL queries in Hibernate and we can get the results. That is the concept we call as a Hibernate SQL, native SQL concept. Okay, see this example. This is the way to execute SQL query. This is the way to execute SQL query. Create SQL method on the top of session. Okay, in that we can provide our own database SQL query and we can get result back. Okay, now see in our code how it will do. We will see simple example. Public void SQL or native SQL. Native SQL example. So first get session factory and session is common. Next, open create a SQL query.
Can you show 1 second that is session factory?
Okay. This is the configuration for session factory. Okay, now.
Hello.
It's fine now.
Hello.
Check progress.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is session factory. How to create. Now we'll go for how to work with native SQL. Simple example we'll see. So I'm writing a simple SQL queries, whatever I applied on a database. I'm copying directly from here. Some query. Select a star from student where SID more than 2 or 3, whatever. It will get a data. The same query I'll copy, I'll put in our code. Okay. Fine. How to work with native SQL? Dot create native or native SQL query. The native query. This one. Okay. Here provide your SQL, native SQL. On written type we have to give. The written type you can give. So is optional. Okay, fine. Is optional. Okay, fine. I'm given the SQL query. Now I want to get data by applying this SQL query on the database with Hibernate. Okay. Fine. Up to here, clear, right? How to apply native query? Then we have to call simple list method. It will give result back to me after executing that query. With that result, we can print. How to print results? That already we have the code copy. Just go in the for each loop and print the data. Just call this method from our main method. I got data object. I got object. How to get object data? After that, wait. Here is the code. This object I want to convert into student. So I can take directly from here. Object array. See it works or not. In the place of object, what I can do. Yes, I'm thinking how to convert directly. Student. Works or not. Try this. I got data. So I can tell to Hibernate whenever I apply that SQL query directly, what is the written type. Written type is student class. That means whatever student class data is there, ID column, same type it written, it will convert into corresponding variables. Okay, like that, I can apply directly native SQL into our Hibernate. In Hibernate, that will execute. It's fine, right? Up to here. These three are bulk approaches to retrieve data or to update data. Here I'm covering only select query. Okay. And also in the material I'll upload how to update data by SQL query, how to insert data also. Okay, I have in the notepad already. Okay, I have in the notepad already. You can use this. Okay, I'll add some more data in the material. I'll upload. Okay. To here, fine.